Welcome back to the Here's the Deal channel. I appreciate you joining. There was a video that showed up in my recommended list on YouTube entitled Dumb Frauditor Arrested for Fake 911 Call. Fake 911 call. And I was thinking, well, what's a fake 911 call? What are the legitimate reasons to call 911? Maybe somebody's in trouble and needs help. I would say that's a legitimate reason. Maybe there's a medical emergency. Somebody's having a heart attack. Somebody, they're having a seizure and it's in the middle of the store and people don't know what to do and they need an EMT to arrive. That's legitimate. How about to report an accident or a lost child or a murder or a rape? I would say that those are all legitimate reasons to call 911. How about somebody is violating the rights of another individual and somebody's forcing another person to do something that they don't want to do, or they've gone hands-on to somebody who's innocent, hasn't harmed anybody, hasn't threatened anybody. Is that a legitimate use of 911? So I would say, just before we watch some of this video right here, I would say a legitimate use of 911 is somebody went hands-on when you didn't go hands-on. Somebody was violating the will of another person, another innocent person who did nothing wrong, didn't harm anybody, didn't threaten anybody, didn't steal property, didn't damage property and not pay for it. I would say that it would be a legitimate use of 911 if somebody violated another person. And I would say that it would be an illegitimate use of 911 for somebody to call for, say, an individual filming in public, minding his own business. I think it would be illegitimate to call 911 for a weird person recording in a public lobby because he has butterfly wings on. Tahlequah did an interesting audit. He's basically a comedian. He did an audit where he said apparently being a butterfly is a crime now. And I covered that. And this person right here who's doing this video says that he believes that Tahlequah's use of 911 was illegitimate, and he calls him a dumb frauditor, and he calls the use of 911 by Tahlequah a fake 911 call. Let's watch this real quick.
In today's video, we'll be taking a look at a frauditor who gets arrested for a fake 911 call. Now, that's a pretty serious crime. Who would be so stupid to do something like that? Obviously, we're talking about Tahlequah. Now,
yeah, who would be stupid enough to dial 911 when nobody's been harmed? Nobody's threatened anyone. Nobody's laid hands on anybody. Nobody's broken a law. Nobody's violated another person's rights. Who would be stupid enough to do that? But who would be sane enough, on the other hand, to call 911 because somebody did go hands-on in an uninvited way? That's a good question.
Tahlequah is the comedian that is now doing First Amendment fraudants. So right now what's happening is that he's doing a new character where he has these butterfly wings and he speaks in this super soft voice. It's not funny at all, but what will be funny is when he gets arrested.
So yeah, just looking at some stuff and then I'll be out soon.
Out soon? Okay, so you got your little whatever that is. So
Oh yeah, it's about Charlestown.
okay, so you have your pamphlet. They asked you to leave. Okay, so you need to leave.
So you'll see this officer absolutely means business. I would love to see her manhandle Long Island audit.
Now, this guy who operates this channel likes to use ad hominems on people. I think he called me, if I remember right, an idiot. But he just let his true color show. He would like to see this officer right here manhandle Long Island audit. He wants to see a government functionary initiate force on Long Island audit. We know what Long Island audit does. He walks into public places, publicly accessible areas with a video camera. And this guy who operates this channel wants force and violence to come upon Long Island audit at the hands of this person right here, this tyrant right here. That tells you everything you need to know about the character of the guy who runs this channel. No ad hominems necessary. This is who he's shown himself to be.
I would love to see her manhandle Long Island audit. But what's really interesting here is that Tuapri came here on a mission, and he will not stop until he gets arrested. You're going to find out soon that he is willing to do anything to get arrested.
Now he's assuming evil on Tuapri. I personally think that Tuapri went there to exercise his First Amendment rights. He discovered real quick that if you go to the Charlestown City Hall in West Virginia, they won't have any problem misusing the 911 system, calling men with guns and a woman with a gun so that they can go hands-on and take away the liberty of people who are exercising their constitutionally protected right.
Okay, but but I'm with the Free Press though. I'm just doing Butterfly Boy stuff.
You're trespassing. You have no reason to be here. Standing in here. They asked you to leave, so you need to leave.
Oh, okay. But isn't this a publicly owned building? Is it?
Yeah, but if you have no business to be here,
Oh, I do.
then you need to leave.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing Butterfly.
So she acknowledged it is a publicly owned building. In other words, the taxpayers own it, and he has business there. So as long as it's public and he has business, which he does, and it is, then there's no reason for anybody to go hands-on by her own admission.
Butterfly Boy, please. Hey, officer, how are you? Hey, how are you, officer? I'm saying hi, officer. How are you?
This guy.
What's going on?
I'm saying hi to him. He's not even responding.
This guy right here has clearly come into the building with no intention to de-escalate anything.
He has no business to conduct in the city. He's going around in places that are not accessible to the public, and he's filming everyone and just flapping around in here.
The only thing she said that was true was the flapping part. Flapping around.
What are you doing here?
Sir,
So these cops and this person who operates in some capacity in the Charlestown City Hall in West Virginia and the guy who operates this channel right here have no regard for individual rights and don't care that a ton of lies have been told on Tuapri.
you didn't even say hi to me. You came in very aggressive.
What are you doing here?
Can you say hi to me first?
No, what are you doing here?
I just want to say hi.
Leave.
No, it's a public.
Do you want a citation for trespassing?
No, but it's not.
Okay,
Threats of fine. They come at him with these eyes filled with aggression. And the guy who operates this channel loves this stuff because he wants her to go hands-on with Long Island Audit. So obviously he wants her to go hands-on, and him to go hands-on with anybody who walks into the Charlestown City Hall and does what Tuapri did. So in other words, the guy who operates this channel wants Americans to be violated. He wants their rights to be stripped as they engage in First Amendment protected activity.
then you need to leave, okay?
I'm
I'm being very nice. I'm sure they were nice to you to tell you to
You're
leave.
being very aggressive with
Oh, I'm not being aggressive.
You guys are being very aggressive with
Oh, I'm not being aggressive.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. I
He
see.
doesn't have a.
Your eye contact is very aggressive.
My eye. Okay, come on.
But I'm
Time to leave. Let's go. Come on.
She is being a punk. Everybody, if you're going to speak truth in your heart, you know this woman right here is being a punk. And you know for a fact if she didn't have that uniform, that flak jacket on, that gun, the badge, the authority of the state, the unlimited backup and resources of the state, she would never act like this toward any member of the public ever. She has a very, very serious heart problem. And anybody who condones this kind of behavior also has a heart/character problem.
No, I don't want that. Go.
You're gonna be in handcuffs in a minute. Let's go.
No, officer,
You've been given an order to leave.
I'm just with the
No,
Let's
we're
go.
done talking.
Why
Out.
are you yelling at me?
Come on.
Because you're not listening to what I'm telling you to do. So walk out.
Why are you being aggressive? No, I'm just shutting
Do you want to
down.
go to jail?
I don't know
Is that what you want instead?
No, I don't
You
know.
want a citation? Then you need to leave.
That's why you're touching me.
Tired of dealing with you. Find another place to go.
It's funny and it's not, man. This is violence. This is the violence and aggression of the state under the color of law. This is deprivation of rights under color of law. And the guy who operates the channel that's covering this is endorsing it, supporting it, condoning it, and applauding it.
Why'd you touch Butterfly Boy like
Find
that?
another place to go.
Like I said before, these cops really know what they're doing when it comes to frauditors. I would love to see other frauditors try to fraud at that building and see how it goes.
They really know what they're doing. In other words, they know how to violate rights. This is a clear violation of rights. Otherwise, let me ask you, owner of this channel right here, let me ask you, did Tuapri violate anybody else's rights while he was in there? Did he do anything illegal? Did he do anything immoral? Did he harm anybody? Did he threaten to harm anybody? Did he steal property? Did he damage property? Did he do anything wrong? Did he leave a material victim? If the answer to all those questions is no, then those cops have no legitimate reason to go hands-on.
Outside the lobby there, you were in the back, which is a restricted area.
But there was no restricted access signs. There needs to be.
There's a door.
It was unlocked though.
So you just go out of people's homes and just open the doors and walk on in?
No, not homes. Just only if I'm doing First Amendment protected butterfly.
I'm tired about the First Amendment. That's all we hear.
You're tired about.
Now, this guy who operates this channel will not object to what this cop says. Wait a second. He never says, wait a second. This cop, that's way overboard, guys. I'm not down with that. This guy's basically saying he's tired of upholding the First Amendment. I'm tired of hearing about the First Amendment. Well, guess what, officer? You got one job and you failed at it, because now you're laying bare the darkness of your heart, telling us you don't give a damn about the First Amendment. In other words, you don't care about the freedom of press. You don't care about American ideals and principles, and neither does the owner of this channel.
Rights.
If you go back in there, you're going to get arrested.
What would the charge be?
So as usual, Tuapri is putting heavy editing into his videos. It's very hard to hear the whole conversation. You just hear the snippets that he wants us to hear, and that's how he's really twisting the narrative.
So how does he know that the narrative is twisted? What if you're just editing out to get rid of dead space so that you can have an efficient, effective channel and video that people want to look at without wasting their time? The burden of proof is on you that he twisted the narrative. You say he twisted the narrative, but you have to prove that he twisted the narrative. What if it's honest editing? You can honestly edit something and not let something continually run because of stuttering or whatever, but not take away from the basic premise of the video. So I would like to see your backing. If your assertion is that he has changed and he has twisted the basic outcome and expression of this cop and the fact that they hate the First Amendment, as this cop just testified, then the burden of proof is on you to bring that. If you can't, then you're lying.
Obstructing.
We'll be trespassing first, and then probably obstructing, I'm guessing.
Probably obstructing, I'm just guessing. Probably just guessing the law or whatever, I don't know. And the guy who has this channel that's trying to expose Tuapri as a frauditor, as a quote dumb frauditor who's arrested for making a 911 call, is fine with that. It's fine with probably just guessing. This cop is not making eye contact. He's walking away. He knows that he has no standing. He has no legal standing. He has no moral standing. He has no constitutional standing. And surely the guy who has this channel that's trying to expose Tuapri knows this.
Yeah.
But you've been given an order not to go back in, so if you go back in, you'll be trespassing.
Understand though, it is First Amendment though, respectfully.
And I'm letting you know that if you go back in there, okay, things aren't going to be calm, okay? Because I'm going to have to yell at you again.
If you go back in there exercising your rights, is what she's saying, because he didn't violate a law. There was no law that she cited that he was violating. He had business there. He was in a public place. He was exercising his First Amendment right. Basically what she's saying, if you go back in there thinking you're going to exercise your rights, you got another thing coming, buddy. This is the tyrant police here.
So right now, Tuapri realized that he wasn't going to get arrested, but he's like, shit, I need that arrest for my video. I want to become a big frauditor prankster and get millions of views on my...
This guy is so out on a limb. This guy acts like he can delve into the mind and the hearts of man and presume that a person did a certain thing because ... Unbelievable.
My videos, I need to get arrested. What can I do? Let me do a fake 911 phone call. And that is honestly the stupidest thing I have ever seen.
I agree. Doing a fake 911 call is stupid. It's actually immoral because the emergency services are there to help people who are really, really in need. And they called 911. The employees of the Charlestown City Hall actually initiated the 911 call, the fake 911 call in this video. Nobody was being harmed. Nobody was being threatened. No property was being damaged. No property was being stolen. And there was a guy in there with a video camera exercising his constitutional rights. And on that bogus reason, they called 911. Now, here's the real 911 call that this guy who operates this channel is saying is fake.
Butterfly boy's calling 911.
Because he's calling 911. He's calling 911 on real criminals who actually engaged in criminal activity. And this guy needs help.
Yes, he is harassing me because of that. I have these two ossifers who are violating my rights, and they're not letting me into the city hall building. And he grabbed me by my wrist and he threw me out, and they're like yelling at me.
Yep.
Sorry, it's very hard to understand you.
These dirty police came to the city hall and they kicked out Butterfly Boy and they grabbed my wrist. And they're very dangerous. They're very dangerous. We need ossifers out here.
Sorry, when you're at City Hall, there's police officers there.
Yes, they're dangerous. They're dangerous ossifers. We need supervisors.
The officer just told me to hang up, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go.
No, don't hang up. Oh gosh, she's coming. She's marching over here. And yeah.
In a just world, guess what would happen? Other cops who care about the Constitution, who care about honoring their oath, would question these officers. And if they found out through body camera footage, through surveillance camera in the Charlestown City Hall, that these cops actually engaged in criminal activity by putting their hands on an innocent person, which you're not supposed to do. If somebody who wasn't a cop did the exact same thing to Butterfly Boy, they would be rightly arrested. So in a just society, you would have cops who actually did obey their oath, putting their hands on these officers, taking their badges away, taking their guns away, taking off their utility belts and their flak jackets, putting their cuffing their hands behind their back and throwing them into a cop car and taking them to prison because they are truly the ones who committed a crime. And that's why Tua Pre's call on 911 was the only legitimate 911 call in this video.
Hi. Oh, excuse me.
Alright,
Hi.
alright, come here. Put your hands behind your back.
For what? What are you guys doing?
Let's use 911.
I'm using it correctly because you guys.
I don't understand the mindset of this guy who operates this channel. How can he not see that the only abuser of the 911 call or the 911 system are the employees at the Charlestown City Hall? And how can he not see that the real criminal acts were foisted by the people with badges and uniforms and guns and came with the authority of the state? How can he not see that? See, this is the thing about government. It truly blinds the eyes and it takes away the morality of people who believe in it.
So after 24 hours of no sleep in the main pot of a West Virginia correctional facility, being questioned by gang members all night and being forced to bunk with a convicted killer, and after refusing to have a single bite of food or drop of water, Butterfly Boy heads straight back to the front lines where it all started, because he's a warrior butterfly. Oh, Butterfly Boy's in a great mood now.
So I just wanted to go over that because it's interesting how convoluted people's minds are when they see a badge and a uniform and they just say, hey, the cops are obviously right. And then they applaud the chains of not only the oppression of the person getting arrested, but by extension, their own oppression. So are you going to tell me, guy who owns this channel right here, that you're perfectly fine with tyrannical actions coming down upon somebody who's actually exercising their constitutional rights? Let me just ask you this question. And be honest, leave a comment under this video if you see this video and answer me a couple questions. Did Tua Pre commit a crime? You know that he didn't. Did Tua Pre violate anybody's rights, which would be a crime? We know that he didn't. Was he causing a ruckus? We know that he wasn't. He was being so soft-spoken, it was ridiculous. Did Tua Pre escalate anything? Was he violating any civil code or regulation or ordinance within that building? Was he in a public place? We know that he was. We know that he didn't violate any code. Did he go into an unauthorized area? We know that he didn't. At least there's no evidence that he did. We know that the employees for the Charlestown City Hall lied about him. Is it true that Tua Pre called because somebody laid hands on him regardless of who it is? See, badges and uniforms don't grant special rights, and badges and uniforms don't give you a blank check to commit criminal activity. Leave your thoughts about this. It really helps with the algorithm. Leave your thoughts. I want to hear what your comments are, and I especially want to hear from the guy who owns this channel. If you're honest, I think that you'll come to the same conclusion that I've arrived at. If I'm wrong, I want to know where I'm wrong. If Tua Pre violated anybody's rights, then he deserved to go to jail. If Tua Pre committed a crime, depending on what the crime was, then he probably deserves to go to jail. But since he didn't commit a crime, and since he didn't violate anybody's rights, and in my opinion didn't misuse the 911 emergency services number, then he was illegally and immorally detained, arrested, and kidnapped and caged. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell notification icon. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. If you want to support the channel further, grab a hard-hitting, conversation-starting design you can get from the store. You can put on a shirt, hoodie, mug, cell phone case, whatever you want. I will see you in the next video.